The Noble Great Vehicle Sutra, the Questions of Ratnajalin. Tadita Om Dade Dade Bandade Saha, 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 Tadita Om Dade Dade Bandade Saha. Always go for refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly until I attain full enlightenment. By the practice of giving and the other perfections, may become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. Always go for refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly until I attain full enlightenment. By the practice of giving the other perfections, may become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. Always go for refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly until I attain full enlightenment. By practicing giving and other perfections, I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. Homage to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. This stood here at one time. The Blessed One was dwelling in Vaishali in a mansion located by the monkey pond, together with a great assembly of monks. In the assembly were 420 million bodhisattvas. Some of the bodhisattvas, such as Maitreya, were held back by just one birth, while others were held back by 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 30, or 40 births, while other bodhisattvas even held back by 1,000 births. Also in the assembly were 600 million worthy ones, and 990 million gods, including the gods in the desire realm and form realm, the 4 great kings, Shakra, who rules the gods, Brahma, who rules the Saha world, the god Great Splendor, the god Chandra Prabha, the god Surya Prabha, the god Pinnacle of Renown, and the god Joyful. In attendance were also the Naga kings Anavatapta, Sagara, Vasukin, Manasvin, Nanda, Upananda, Muchalinda, and Mahamuchalinda, as well as the Asura sovereign Rahu, and the retinues of all the other Asura sovereigns. At that time, in the city of Vaishali, there was a Lichavi named Limitless Strength, who was the son of Simha the captain. Limitless Strength, son of Simha, himself had a son, a young Lichavi boy, known as Ratnajalin. Since this child had previously served many Buddhas, he had come to possess a lamp that shines with the immense light of the Dharma way. One time when he was around 8 years old, he had a dream as he slept. In his dream, the god Santushita descended from the heaven of joy and spoke to him, encouraging Ratnajalin with this melodious song. The essential being, the victor, the Buddha, abides, illuminating the entire Turkili cosmos. With vast accumulations of merit, he appears in golden hue. The appearance of this great being is beautiful in all respects. He is endowed with the light of 10 million suns, and shines like 1,000 or even 10 million luminous full moons, as many as there are grains of sand in the Ganges. Shining like many millions of suns, he shines like the supreme disk in the east, those in the south and the west, and the supreme disk in the north. The light rays that stream forth from each pore of the shining protector of the world will each and every one make all full moons appear gloomy. From each pore in the skin of those who are omniscient, light streams forth. The light that shines from him illuminates as many worlds as there are grains of sand in 66 Ganges rivers. In the morning, the Lichavi boy Ratnajalin told his father, Limitless Strength, "Father, last night the god Santushita arrived from the heaven of joy and encouraged me with a melodious song. Father, I'm telling you this so that we can begin the practice of worshipping the Dusk Gone One." At this point, the Lichavi boy Ratnajalin sang these verses to his father, Limitless Strength. The captain of all beings, the perfect Buddha, the great being inconceivably learned the ways of the world, please may you worship this protector, for such a guide rarely appears in the world. Just like the Udumbara flower, he has beautiful color and delicious scent and fragrance. He is stainless and without afflictions. Such a perfect flower is hard to find. Father, thus I supplicate you. Right now, may you joyfully agree to worship the luminous protector of the world who perceives the ultimate. Lichavi, limitless strength, was delighted and addressed the Lichavi Simha. O Captain, follow my son's advice to worship the victorious one, to worship the guide, the lion, and the shakyas, and to delight the wonderful youth. 600 million householders set to work. Shaka, with his 1,000 divine eyes, powerful gods Brahma and Ishvara, and Susartavaha, son of Mada, together with 10 million earthly gods, all came to the delight of Vaishali. Here they produced billions of thrones made of gold and silver, ornamented with the 7 precious substances. Each throne had billions of precious items. Each side of the thrones was adorned with jewels and had a fine victory banner of the 7 precious substances attached. The sides of the thrones were several leagues. The victory banners were half a league high. On either side, the victory banners was a platform higher than a league, made exclusively of a single substance, precious jewels rising more than a league in height. In between the thrones, divine banners were hung, more than a league long. The banners featured nets of golden tassels adorned with strings of belts. Beneath the thrones were well-fastened columns, more than 1 billion of them. All of these perfect thrones were firmly placed as a bolster to the ground. The surface of the thrones was made of gold, golden and silver and beryl, crystal, coral, and emerald too. Also at the bottom and the base were placed natural pearl parasols, numbering in the billions, and color red with deep red sandalwood, having produced the thrones in the heavenly ornaments, clear as water on the thrones. Golden nets were placed on them, and adorned with gold, silver, beryl, and crystal, having produced the ornaments of coral and emerald, affixed to those with sweet-sounding bells, resounding with the voice of the guide. Fumigants were placed there for veneration. In the sky above Vaishali was a canopy sewn of golden thread. From each and every golden thread hung billions of tassels of finest jewels, billions of ornamental garlands of pearl, strung with golden thread. All the Lichavis who lived in the city of Vaishali were joyful, regardless of where they went. They covered the ground of the city of Vaishali, pieces of cloth the height of 7 men, painted with lattices of red sandalwood, and made of well-spun fabrics. On the right side, 70 billion instruments of thousands of different varieties rang forth. On the left side, a further 70 billion were also engaged in venerating the lion and the shakyas. Having set forth such a great array, the chubby boy named Ratnajalin joyfully announced to its parents, "I am going before the Buddha." This learned one left the city and went to where the great victorious Lord was staying. The young man bowed his head at the feet of this ocean of virtues and stood to one side. Then the Lichavi boy Ratnajalin left the city of Vaishali and went to where the Blessed One was staying. He bowed to the feet of the Blessed One and stood to one side. With him standing there to the side, the Blessed One delivered a Dhamma discourse to the Lichavi boy Ratnajalin that delighted, captivated, and uplifted him, and made him utterly delighted. The Lichavi boy Ratnajalin then stood up, draped his shawl over one shoulder, and knelt at his right knee. With his palms together, he bowed toward the Blessed One and asked, "Would the Blessed One and his monastic sangha agree to take tomorrow's midday meal at my home?" Out of love for the Lichavi boy Ratnajalin, the Blessed One showed his acceptance of the offer by remaining silent. The Lichavi boy Ratnajalin understood that the Blessed One had accepted through silence, so he circumambulated the Blessed One 3 times before taking his leave. The Lichavi boy Ratnajalin then entered the city of Vaishali, along with Shaka, who rules the gods, Brahma, who rules the Saha world, and God of great splendor. With enthusiasm and delight, they began to prepare abundant varieties of food. When the night had passed, they set out cushions and decorated Vaishali. They then returned to the Blessed One, bowed to him, and stood to one side. The chubby boy Ratnajalin then said to the Blessed One, Blessed One, it is time for the midday meal. If it please you, your meal is ready. The time has come. Accordingly, on that morning, the Blessed One donned his lower garments and Dharma robes. Bearing his alms bowl with his infinite sangha of monks, he rose in the sky to the height of 7 men, traveled to the city of Vaishali. As soon as he moved, the transformative power of the Daskan One caused all the worlds in great trichocosm to shake 6 times as it quivered, trembled, and quaked, wobbled, rocked, and swayed, vibrated, shuddered, and reeled, clattered, rattled, and clanged, and trembled, shook, and convulsed. Thus they shook 6 times with 18 omens. He also displayed trillions of miracles as he traveled to the city of Vaishali. At the time, trillions of gods scattered and tossed blue, pink, red, and white lotuses, flowers made of precious divine substances, the powdered aloe wood of the gods, powdered gems, gold from the Jumbo River, powdered divine gems upon the Blessed One. Trillions of divine instruments resounded. Unfathomable divine ornaments adorned him. In the sky above, a steady rain of red sandalwood powder fell to the depths of a chariot axle. The Blessed One then arrived at the Bilichavi boy Ratnajalin's home and sat upon the seat that had been prepared for him, along with the sanghas of fully ordained monks and nuns, and assemblies of novice monks and nuns. Seeing that he had arrived, the Chavi boy Ratnajalin personally served the Blessed One with an abundance of the finest food, drink, and sweets, to please him and serve him everything he wished for. And when the Lichavi boy Ratnajalin noticed that the Blessed One had finished eating, picked up the alms bowl, offered water, and covered the Blessed One's hands. He then dressed the Blessed One with the priceless set of the 3 Dharma robes. He also dressed the sanghas of fully ordained monks and nuns, and assemblies of novice monks and nuns, with sets of the 3 Dharma robes. Why? He did this because he was moved by the power of the Blessed One. The Lichavi boy Ratnajalin then asked the Blessed One, if the Blessed One were to grant me the opportunity to request a teaching, I would like to ask the Blessed Daskan One, a few questions. The Blessed One responded to the Lichavi boy Ratnajalin, Young man, you may ask the Daskan One anything you are concerned with. Then I shall delight you with teachings that answer your questions. The Lichavi boy Ratnajalin then asked the Blessed One, Blessed One, in other worlds, are there blessed Buddhas that through their previous aspirations have names that, when merely heard, help noble sons and daughters who follow the Bodhisattva vehicle to end all doubt and hesitation, to become irreversible and fully awakened, unsurpassed and perfect Buddhahood, to gain recollection of past lives, never have a stingy attitude, to be surrounded by the Bodhisattva assembly, and to be without the assembly of hearers, to acquire countless trillions of virtues, satisfy all beings by pleasing all the Buddhas, terrify the Maras, to purify all Buddha realms, to cleanse the stains in the minds of all beings, to inspire all beings to the virtuous Dharma, to be protected by the gods, to be considered by the Bodhisattvas, to be blessed by the Daskan Ones, to never be separated from the blessed Buddhas, to perfect Bodhisattva conduct by possessing the finest qualities, to gain the entirety of the 84,000 verbal expressions, to attain the voice of Brahma, and to gain a voice that is in conformity with all worlds? The Blessed One answered the Lichavi boy Ratnajalin, Excellent young man. Your thought to ask the Daskan One about such subjects reflects excellent eloquence and fine analysis. Thus listen well, young man, and bear what I say in mind. Then I will teach you. Blessed One, I shall do just that. The Bodhisattva and Ratnajalin listened, as the Blessed One had instructed, and so the Blessed One said, Young man, to the east of here there is a world called Pearl. Young man, consider this. There are as many peaks of existence as there are grains of sand in the Ganges, and all those too are filled with the smallest possible particles. If a person then came along and carried away one single such particle and place it in a spot past as many trillions of Buddha realms as there are smallest particles in all the world systems under the peaks of existence, then young man, by repeating this in the same way for a long time, would a great mass of particles eventually run out and reach its limit? Now, young man, tell me, would it be easy to consider, count, assess, or determine the places in the universe where that person placed or did not place those particles? Blessed One, it would not be easy. Blessed One, for that reason, anyone who gets the right sense of this analogy that you have expressed would gain a great degree of understanding. The Blessed One said, Young man, if all the worlds in which that person placed a particle, or alternatively, the worlds in which that person did not place a particle, ranging from the mass of water underlying these worlds up to their peaks, were filled with minute particles, and if a second person came along, removed a single particle from them at any time, and placed it in a spot past as many trillions of Buddha realms as there were minute particles in those worlds, then young man, by repeating this for a long time, eventually that great mass of particles would become dispersed. Young man, by this way of proceeding, the latter person would travel past 9,900,000 incalculable numbers of worlds, and thus arrive past countless trends of Buddha realms. That is where the world called Pearl is located. There, the thus gone one, the worthy one, the perfect Buddha, majestic king with a splendid voice of learning, adorned by precious moonlight, lives, abides, and teaches the Dharma. Young man, those noble sons and daughters who abide in the Bodhisattva vehicle have no doubt regarding the name of the thus gone one, worthy, perfect Buddha, majestic king with a splendid voice of learning, adorned by precious moonlight, and who trust in my vision will attain the dominion of a universal monarch after the lives are over. A Buddha will appear within their dominions. When they see that thus gone one, they will perform boundless veneration, practice pure conduct, and master the 5 types of miraculous abilities. Immediately upon beholding that thus gone one, they will achieve the 100th world dharani. They will serve as many Buddhas as their greatest in the Ganges. They will turn away from samsara for an equivalent number of eons. Their minds will be undiluted, and they will fully awaken to unsurpassed and perfect Buddhahood. Their bodies will become solid like that of Narayana. Residing in a single place, they will possess the 4 necessities. Their bodies will take on golden complexions. They will be adorned with the 32 marks of a great being. They will gain the melodious voice of Brahma. They will eliminate all unfree states and attain an abundance of leisure. In order to elaborate on the meaning of what he had taught, the Blessed One then spoke in verse. Those who hear the name of this world protector and entertain no doubt, trusting in what I see, shall become worthy of veneration. They will attain the eternal dominion of universal monarchs, behold Buddhas. Having beheld them, they will perform boundless and inconceivable veneration. They will always practice pure conduct. They will realize all forms of miraculous abilities. Once they see the Buddha, they will achieve the 100th world dharani. They will behold as many Buddhas as there sands in the Ganges. They will abandon samsara for that many billions of eons. Those who hear the name of the world protector spoken to assemblies and sanghas will become undiluted, and it will be a cause for awakening to Buddhahood. They will always be like Narayana. Residing in a single place, they will possess the 4 necessities. Their bodies will be golden colored, display the 32 marks. Those who hear his name and prostrate with their 5 points will permanently gain the voice of Brahma and abandon the unfree states. Those who hear the name of his world protector and entertain no doubt will not shy away from awakening. They shall never have any hesitation. Those who remember the victor's name for full 7 days and nights will purify the infinite seeing eyes praised by the Buddhas. They shall refine the eyes of flesh and the eyes of God. They will perceive as many Buddhas as there are grains of sand in Ganges. They will venerate each of them and receive teachings from each as well. Seeing all the Buddhas with their own eyes, they will bring comfort to all humanity. Those who hear the name of this dusk gone one have already offered unfathomable service to the Buddhas, all of whom they will recollect. If his name is relayed before any being at all, when those other beings hear his name, they too will definitely proceed to awakening. By generating faith in this Buddha, the unfree states are dispelled. While engaging in debate and quarreling, one will be born into the unfree states. Once beings have heard the name of this great sage, they shall no longer be interested in debate and quarreling. The actions that lead to the hell of ultimate torment, which can last for eons, as well as the actions that produce a simple headache, all such actions will not ripen for these beings. They shall not be burned by fire nor drowned in water. Even when they draw the ire of the king, it shall be quickly assuaged. Those who remember the sage's name shall be spared many illnesses, including blindness, defective sight, paralysis, hunchback, and decrepitude. Evil and malevolent yakshas, gandharvas, asuras, kambandhas, rakshasas, and humans shall be unable to harm them. Those who remember the sage's name shall be favored and preferred by all the Buddhas, Gandharvas, Yakshas, Nagas, and gods. Those who hear this protector's name shall swiftly attain vast accumulations, sublime voices, and absorption. Their myriad virtues will be renowned. Having heard this world protector's name, without doubting it, they will hear to awakening through all the subsequent lives. Those who hear this great sage's name shall uphold and preach the way of this well-spoken Dharma, taught by the Buddhas who have gone beyond English. They shall uphold the teachings well spoken by all the Buddhas. They shall manifest the supreme array, serve all the Buddhas. Once they pass away, they will swiftly behold myriad Buddhas and uphold the teachings spoken by the Buddhas. Those who hear this protector's name shall earnestly train and establish millions of beings in the path, bringing them all to awakening. Those who trust what I have seen shall uphold the teachings of all the Buddhas, protectors, and additionally venerate the Buddhas. Those who have faith in this Buddha's wisdom, trusting in what I have seen, shall be liberated from many fetters. Then they will cross the abyss and become fearless. Whosoever abandons the sublime Dharma is among Mara's ranks. Body, hairs of every being who migrates among the 5 types of beings could be consolidated within one hair on the teacher's kneecap. From a single pore, the protector, the guardian of the world, as many razor lights as there are grains of sand in the Ganges stream forth. Those who trust in the infinite light of the world protector shall in one life behold many Buddhas, millions of Buddhas. Those who hear the teaching of this discourse by the Dharma King and never doubt it shall become like me. Those who hear the teaching of this discourse in Vaishali shall themselves preach it to others at a later time. Those who preach this widely shall come to pervade as many worlds as are grains of sand in Ganges with a single burst of light. One may fill with gold all the Buddha realms, number of which defy conjuring, and offer it to the world protectors. Yet in comparison, those who hear this name and who are truly delighted by it, and utter their homage to the Buddhas, and obtain inconceivably more merit. The massive merit gained by repeatedly paying homage to all the world protectors cannot be expressed by any measure. Those who hear the world protector's name do not hesitate about it, or have their bodies filled with light and become like precious gems. After they have passed beyond, those who remember the name of the sage will have the sweet scent of divine red sandalwood waft from their mouth. Those who hear the name of the Buddha, the protector, the essential being, will have light stream from the pores, beautifying their bodies. In all of their ensuing lives, they will become deeply learned. They will retain their unfathomable erudition, just like Ananda does for the Buddha. When they behold the one who illuminates the world, they will attain boundless happiness. As they engage in bodhisattva conduct, they'll recall all their lives. Even when they see the victor's heart suns, they will attain boundless happiness. They'll make extensive offerings with incense, flowers, and ointments. This does not include those who do not remember the name of this world protector when it is spoken, or those who are on Mara's side, or those who have previously been extremists. As I have taught this Dharma way, those who have heard it now shall also receive this discourse in their hands in the future life. Those who hear the explanation of this sublime discourse have previously venerated and served, and they shall receive it in their hands again. Those who make aspirations shall in the future life receive into their hands this discourse spoken by the Dharma King. Having faith in this discourse brings even more merit than honoring countless Buddhas with a one-pointed mind. They forever will have beautiful bodies and lots of merit, and be fearless and wealthy. They'll be mindful and ornamented with the major marks. Thus, having heard the teaching of this discourse, in the future retain it, teach it, and explain it to others. Those who have honored hundreds of thousands of Buddhas, universal monarchs, shall also in the future have vision free from doubt. Those who have performed service for countless world protectors in the past will trust what they hear and see of this world protector. Those who hear his name will actualize the form of a Buddha. They regard the teachings and the sublime Dharma of all the Buddhas. However, those who abandon the teachings of awakening shall become like sheep, mute and with poor eyesight, or even with no eyes at all, for millions of eons. Compared to destroying countless chaityas with one's own hands, it is a far viler deed to abandon this discourse. Thus, when at a future time you attain that which I am preaching, do not harbor any doubt about this unsurpassed wisdom of the Buddhas. Once you have heard this discourse, perform respectful veneration with flowers, incense, streamers, parasols, and powders. Then with his soft and supple hands, the thus gone one repeatedly caressed the chubby boy's head. After this, the gods made a loud cry and scattered pleasing divine flowers, filling the realm. The gods having remained in the sky and sang countless songs, millions of Brahma gods cast on a rain of red sandalwood powder. When Ratnajalin heard this discourse spoken by the thus gone one, he was pleased and delighted, and spoke these words to the thus gone one. In the future I'll become a monk, and fiercely preach this discourse in towns and villages. I'll act according to the Buddha's teaching, which the perfect Buddha has spoken so gloriously. Traveling millions of leagues, I'll preach the way. I'll serve all the gods, nagas, and kinnaras, and other non-human beings, satisfying them with the gift of Dharma. When this unsurpassed discourse was taught by the Buddha, the assembly of Asaras celebrated and scattered countless flowers. A single hair in the Dharma King, lying in Shakyas, the supreme being in all Buddha realms, illuminated all the realms. The tongue of the teacher, the great being, the central being, emerged and covered millions of realms, as numerous as the grains of sand and the Ganges. As the thus gone one covered millions of realms throughout the 10 directions of the universe, the youth Ratnajalin, as well as other heroes and the Chavis, numbering 600 million, arrived saying, "Please teach us." The teacher then introduced the Dharma to them all. The Buddhas gift every form of happiness, and their eyes are unimpeded. The countless thus gone ones have abandoned doubt about awakened qualities. The Buddha's wisdom is unimpeded and proceeds the 3 times. Given that they have dominion over all phenomena, there is nothing unknown to the Buddhas. The God of humans preaches that the aggregates are non-existent. The 4 elements are as if hollow, and nowhere are there sounds to be attached to. The essence of the aggregates of form, feeling, perception, thoughts, formations, and consciousness should be known to be non-existent. Just as the Buddha has taught, if one distinguishes the aggregates, one will swiftly attain dharanis and become undiluted. All phenomena are void. All of them are empty and without self. Of this there can be no debate or delusion. This is what the thus gone one has taught. Young man, located in the south, past 12 Buddha realms, reckoned as twice the number of smallest particles in the previous analogy. There's a world called Adorned by the Moon. There resides the thus gone worthy perfect Buddha, king of knowledge of floral light displays. He is alive and well and teaches the Dharma. Young man, when those noble sons and daughters who abide in the Bodhisattva vehicle hear the name of the Blessed One, the thus gone one, king of knowledge of floral light displays, as long as they do not doubt this but trust in my vision, they will achieve the absorption of my emitting light rays once they have passed away. They will become knowledgeable in 10,000 countless trillions of methods to gain absorption. They will become knowledgeable in 60 countless trillions of dharani methods, from the oceanic dharani to the precious treasury dharani. They will be undiluted in this regard until reaching final awakening. When they die, 10 million Buddhas will come from the east and reveal themselves, and the same will occur from all other directions. They will retain the Dharma that these blessed Buddhas teach. Until they reach awakening, they will not lose this Dharma way. Having worked to turn away from psychic existence for 500 eons, starting from the time they began as bodhisattvas, they will reach unsurpassed and perfect awakening. The Blessed One then expressed this in verse. Hearing the name of his protector, Lord of humans, the world protector, illuminate 500 eons of psychic existence. When death comes to those noble sons and daughters, millions of Buddhas will appear to them. Having seen them, paying homage to their faculties, listen to the Dharma and retain it. When they hear that thus gone one's name and engage in sacred practice, they will not waste the Dharma taught by them, even for millions of eons. By proclaiming the name of this Buddha, they will attain 70,000 absorptions known as precious, and they will proclaim millions of virtues. Those who apprehend the name of the sage will come to abide in countless millions plus 60 million absorptions. Thus, when heroes of equilibrium engage in bodhisattva conduct, they establish many thousands of beings in supreme awakening. Until reaching perfect awakening, they will not engage in desirous conduct. The beings to whom they teach the name of this Buddha will also turn away from desire. Those who hear the name of this Buddha and teach it to all beings will never again enter unfree states. It will not be hard for them to find leisure. By pleasing the excellent Buddhas that appear, they will abandon all the unfree states that I have described. Young man, if you were to understand what the guide knows, once you knew the name of this teacher, you would spread it throughout the 10 directions. Thus, young man, if you share this name with others, you will acquire genuine awakening, become a protector of the world. Those who hear this Buddha name, remember it without distraction, and share it with others, will guard their awakening. Those who hear this discourse and teach it to others, guard these teachings in a well-spoken Dharma way. Young man, located in the west, past worlds numbering 3 times the number of small particles in the previous analogy, there's a world called Chitraratna. There the thus gone worthy perfect Buddha, king of blossoming sal tree flowers, lives. He is alive and well and teaches the Dharma. Young man, when those noble sons or daughters who abide in the great vehicle hear the name of the thus gone one, king of blossoming sal tree flowers, as long as they do not doubt this but trust in my vision, they will acquire 5 qualities once they have passed away. What are these 5? When the bodies are destroyed, Buddhas will appear and they will attain the position of universal monarch. The 5 forms of miraculous abilities, the recall of Dharma teachings, the 1,000-swirl dharani, and the 32 marks of a great being until they attain awakening. They will achieve these 5 qualities. The Blessed One then expressed the meaning of this in verse. Those who hear the name of this leader of men, this protector, and are faithful without hesitation, will acquire these 5 qualities, which shall not be lost until they attain awakening. They will gain a golden colored appearance, supreme knowledge of universal knowledge, the supreme knowledge of a universal monarch, merit rivaling that of Narayana, in the unceasing turning of the wheel of the sacred Dharma. They will be fortunate and have 1,000 sons who are heroic and courageous, capable of defeating their opponents. Adorned with marks, their bodies will have perfect limbs. Therefore, their power will resemble that of a supreme ruler. They will have many thousands of queens who are fine and beautiful, with golden complexions. Going late to bed and rising early, they'll never cause their supreme rulers any sorrow. The vassals, ministers, and major householders living in his realm never cause the king any grief when they meet. Their merit will even be greater than that. Even the crafty gods will find them difficult to match. All the yakshas and nagas living in the human world, and all the other beings living in his realm, they will establish at the seed of awakening. Their dominion will expand, and the harvest grow bountiful. Their realm will be happy, and Buddhas will appear. They will perform sacred worship of them. The land of the king will be free from malice. Even those scholars who hear the perfect name of this Buddha, yet doubt it or become displeased with it, will benefit from the perfect Dharma and the sublime discourse that I have spoken today. However, this is not the case for those who abandon the Dharma of previous victors, or those in a group of demons, or those who in the past despised the essential beings, perfect victors. Young man, those who haven't witnessed the delights of the royal palace and this realm of the Lichavis, and who haven't seen me, will harbor doubts when they hear the name of this Buddha. Young man, located in the north, past 60 Buddha realms, reckoned as thrice the number of smallest particles in his previous analogy. There's a world called covered with a jewel net. There the thus gone worthy perfect Buddha, pure moon disk, lives. He is alive and well and teaches the Dharma. Young man, when those noble sons and daughters who abide in the great vehicle hear the name of the thus gone one, pure moon disk, as long as they do not doubt this but trust my vision, they will obtain the absorption called source of jewels, and behold as many Buddhas as their Ganges hands in the Ganges once they have passed away. For as many millions of eons, they will turn away from cyclic existence. Such beginning bodhisattvas will reach unsurpassed and perfect awakening. They will also attain the absorption called palatability. They will not turn away from unsurpassed and perfect awakening. Should a woman hear the name of the blessed thus gone one, pure moon disk, without feeling hesitation or doubt, and her trust in my vision, they will abandon their female faculties and gain male faculties once they have passed away. They will establish many beings in unsurpassed and perfect awakening. They will achieve the absorption called pleasant melody. They will not turn back from unsurpassed and perfect awakening. The Blessed One then expressed this in verse. Those who hear the name of the sublime human and do not doubt it will, after as many eons as their grains of sand and Ganges, abandon rebirth and change to a state free from angers. They behold and venerate Buddhas as numerous as the sands of the Ganges. All those Buddhas they will venerate in a single life as the victors pass beyond angers. Those who hear the name of this leader of men as engaged in the perfect actions of sacred awakening, remember it without ever doubting it, will achieve a similar exalted state. Those who hear the name of the Supreme Human and do not doubt it at all shall obtain self-existing wisdom, Buddhahood itself, and skillfully attain the absorption called pleasant voice. As they engage in the perfect actions of sacred awakening, they achieve the faculties of a pure individual. They will be beautiful and endowed with all qualities. Such distinctions they will attain. They will shine in all directions and proceed to countless winds and realms. As they behold the great sage engaging with the world, they escape anguish and later discover awakening. Having heard the name of the great Lord, the thus gone one, they obtain such distinctions as perfect miraculous powers, and also the desire to attain awakening. Having developed interest in the immaculate awakening, they share the name of the victor with others. They will attain virtues similar to his, as brilliant as the full moon. Such learned persons will establish fathomless multitudes of beings, supreme awakening, like the chariot of the moon in the sky. They will be beautiful and shine brightly. Those who remember the name of this victor will have bodies that are just as beautiful. Yet some scholars who hear the name of this victor might doubt it, finding displeasure in it. As they engage in the perfect actions of sacred awakening, these teachings will be helpful for them. Due to the supreme great sage who engages with the world, such scholars will not come to ruin. Young man, located below us, past 99 times the number of particles in the previous analogy. There's a world called Lord of the Supreme Banner. There resides a Deskon where the perfect Buddha, king who is peaceful and splendorous in his learning, rich and melody. He is alive and well and teaches the Dharma. Young man, when those noble sons and daughters who abide in the great vehicle hear the name of the Deskon one, king who is peaceful and splendorous in his learning and rich in melody. As long as they do not doubt this and but trust in my vision, they will achieve the absorption called utterly illuminating once they have passed away. At the time of death, they will see trillions of Buddhas. In all directions, as in the East, they will see trillions of Buddhas. They will retain all the Dharma teachings given by these blessed Buddhas. Until reaching awakening, they will be blessed by trillions of Buddhas. Such beginning bodhisattvas have turned from cycling existence for 99 trillion eons, and reach unsurpassed and perfect awakening. The Blessed One then expressed the meaning of this in verse. Those in this world who hear the supreme name of this Buddha with an ocean of virtues will swiftly perform unsurpassed veneration of 100 billion Buddhas. Once they have venerated these limitless beings free from stains, they will engage in the splendorous activity of magnificent Buddhas in all existences. Later, they will also reach the perfect insight of awakening. Those who in a single life venerate as many gods as their great descendant Gandhis attain the utterly illuminating absorption and subsequently reach awakening beyond anguish. Having obtained immaculate awakening, great awakening, they will turn the sublime will of Dharma, where they will establish beings in the supreme awakening of Buddhahood, transcending anguish just as rainfall quenches flames. The guide of humans, the charioteer of humans, is a single field of merit, the single mount of merit. The people simply develop faith toward that Buddha. They will instantly discard all unfree states. Those who recite the name of this well-gone one will obtain human bodies and gain leisure. Then these wise persons will create merit, a limitless ocean wherein the dust-gone ones dwell. Those who chant the name of this Buddha a mere 100,000 times will attain concordant acceptance and attainment of the divine eye just as I did. When I saw the Buddha Dipankara, I scattered flowers and thereby attained acceptance. They will acquire that sort of acceptance. Only those who are extremists, or who suffer from jealousy, or not want teachings, upon hearing the name of this illuminating sage who protects the world. Those who hear such a discourse taught directly from the guide the Buddha will remember it in the future and teach it to others. Young man, located above this Buddha realm, as in the previous analogy, past as many realms as the Ganges sand and Ganges, is a world called Wide Open. There the Deskon where the perfect Buddha, stable and immeasurable diligence, lives. He is alive and well and teaches the Dharma. Young man, when those noble sons and daughters who abide in the great vehicle hear the name of the Deskon one, stable and immeasurable diligence, as long as they do not doubt this but trust in my vision, the diligence will never decrease once they have passed away. Never again will they indulge in desire. Never again will they be stained by the suffering of mother. Never again will they be stained by the suffering of father, relative, and friend. Never will they be stained by the suffering of a sister. Never again will they be stained by the suffering of companion, ally, clansman, or kinsman. Never will their bodies not be adorned by the 32 marks of great being. Never again will their attachment, aggression, and ignorance increase. Never again will any diseases proliferate. Never again will any anguish grow. Instead, they will gain limitless happiness. On their way to awakening, they'll gain countless trends of limitless virtues. The Blessed One then expressed the meaning of this in verse. Those who hear the name of this world protector and do not doubt it will never have to witness the suffering of parents and many relatives. Above us abides the Supreme Human who illuminates the world. He illuminates the three realms of existence, teaches beings the Dharma. Those who hear the name of this perfect Buddha and teach it to others will be perennially adorned with the 32 marks. Those who remember the name of the sage will not have their insight impaired. When they're engaged in the practice of awakening, they'll venerate the Bodhisattvas as well. By teaching this Buddha's name, when later they practice for awakening, these insightful ones shall constantly venerate inconceivable millions of Buddhas. Those who hear the name of this perfect Buddha and then reveal it to others will obtain a mass of merit, the measure of which is impossible to describe. Those who hear this name shall never come to doubt, even for the longest time in the future, the unsurpassed wisdom of Buddhahood. Those who see this perfect Buddha and render service and honor unto him shall receive this discourse in their hands at a future time. Those who see me surrounded by Bodhisattvas, as well as Ratnajalin, and hear this discourse will not come to doubt it. They will abandon any doubt in the boundless Deskon ones and the Buddha qualities. They will continue their earlier practices many billions of eons. They will give up their hands and legs, give away their ears and noses, hands, sons, daughters, and subjects without any displeasure. When those who hear this discourse come in contact with it in the future, they shall teach it to others and so become worthy of veneration. Let those who desire complete awakening, which is the domain of all the Buddhas, never doubt the teachings of the world protector. Those who have heard this discourse must uphold it free from deceit. They shall preach this discourse again and again, wherever they may go. If they can perfect the meaning of this discourse entirely within 3 months, they shall attain the wisdom of recall that recollects all teachings. Once the young Lichavi, Ratnajalin, had heard these well-spoken teachings of the Blessed One. He draped the Blessed One in priceless fabrics ornamented with gold. The Blessed One performed a miracle such that from every pore of the Blessed One's body, light streamed forth, illuminating all the countless infinite worlds in the East. All the beings born in those Buddha realms beheld this Buddha realm, and all the beings gathered in the Deskon One's assembly in this Buddha realm also beheld this Buddha realm. At that moment, as many blessed Buddhas, including their fourfold assemblies, were illuminated as 99 times the number of grains of sand in Ganges. Such was the miracle that he performed. The Blessed One then asked the young Nichavi Ratnajalin, "Young man, when you look above, do you see all the blessed Buddhas who are so unfathomably, innumerably, limitlessly, immeasurably, and indescribably many?" "Blessed One, I see them. Well gone one, I see them." Noble One, the names of these Deskon ones vastly outnumber the names of the gods and humans gathered in the worlds of the great Trikalcosm. Each of them has an inconceivable and boundless agglomeration of names. This also applies to the Deskon One, majestic king with the elegant, peaceful voice in the east. Likewise to the Deskon One, pure moon disk. The Deskon One, king of knowledge of floral light displays. The Deskon One, king of blossoming solitary flowers. And the Deskon One, majestic king with the splendid voice of learning adorned by precious moonlight. Just as it is with the name of a single Deskon One, so it is with that of any Deskon One. Do you see that? Blessed One, I see it. Well gone one, I see it. So it is in the south, in the west, in the north, below, and above. In each of its 10 directions, there are countless names of the individual dusked ones, and myriad different names of the dusked ones. Young man, do you see how the Blessed Buddhas vastly exceed those who abide in the realm of a universal monarch? Blessed one, I see it. Well gone one, I see it. The young Lichavi Ratnajalin became pleased, delighted, joyful, and happy. At that moment, when he was happy and delighted, the earth quaked. A great burst of light appeared and benefited all beings, brought them happiness, pleased their minds, and aroused roots of virtue in them. Trains of gods stationed in the sky cast down powdered gold for a divine Jumbo river. Trains of Brahma gods tossed, scattered, and sprinkled divine red sandalwood powder upon the Blessed One. Trains of gods tossed, scattered, and sprinkled divine blue, pink, red, and white lotuses, as well as smaller and larger mandara flowers. Trains of gods offered thousands of jeweled parasols. Trains of gods wept as they bowed their heads to the Blessed One's feet, recalling trillions of their past lives. As the blessings of the Blessed Buddha allowed these trains of miracles to occur. About this it was said, billions of gods stationed in the periphery tossed fine red sandalwood powder upon the perfect Buddha. Tens of billions of chakra gods stationed in the sky touched much powdered gold from the Jambu river upon the Daskan ones. 10 million Brahma gods arrived and tossed powdered red sandalwood upon the perfect Buddha and sang melodious songs. Seeing the immaculate light, the gods arrayed themselves in the sky. They sang countless songs and waved fabrics in the sky. The gods arrayed in the sky, holding thousands of lotus flowers, displayed them to the world illuminator, and venerated him with banners and so forth. With minds filled with joy, they honored the unparalleled supreme victor, Lord of sages. Praised him and scattered upon him garlands of precious jewels and pearls. A trillion people venerated the unparalleled supreme victor. They remembered hundreds of the past lives, bowed their heads to the unparalleled Lord of sages. Then when the world illuminator beat the Dharma drum, its sound was heard throughout many billions of Buddha realms. At that moment, countless millions of beings arrived from all directions. They were established in the wisdom of Buddhahood by the perfect Buddha. The young man was delighted. He offered a seed of Uraga sandalwood, venerated the supreme Buddha with powdered gems. The light of one precious gem shone throughout thousands of worlds. The light of that single gem radiated throughout billions of worlds. In the same way, light sprang forth from every gem without exception. At the moment, they also illuminated Vaishali. All these gems were also used to venerate the principal Buddha. A great pile of gems was offered to the great sage. Parasols adorned with pearl garlands surrounded him. Each had 25,000 surrounding theirs. They venerated the great sage through such excellent means. Woven fabrics were offered to all the bodhisattvas. Lion thrones were placed before emanated trees of awakening. All told, 250 million were set out. For millions of years, countless bodhisattvas, hundreds of millions, in fact, arrived there. They arrived first from the east, and then from the south, west, and north, from above and below, and from the intermediate directions. The golden-colored light of the refuge, the world protector, filled as many realms as the eye could see. Bodhisattvas arrived from all worlds to the place where the teacher was sitting, and Dharma was shining. In this fashion, Ratnajalin, the young Yechavi, performed boundless, limitless, and inconceivable homage. Then the great person, supreme women, lying in Shakyas, brought comfort to the assembled gods, nagas, and humans. Standing before me, you performed such veneration. This veneration has been done with offerings as numerous as grains of sand and Ganges. Those who hear this discourse, which has been taught for the sake of Ratnajalin, shall not turn back from awakening. They will become supreme teachers of Buddhahood. One cannot describe the measure of the master merit that ensues from remembering this discourse, by saying, "It shall be this much." While one can describe the extent of the earth, water, fire, and wind throughout the 10 directions, it is impossible to describe this mass of merit. When a monk or nun, or novice monk or nun, hears this discourse, all beings, including gods, nagas, and mahanagas, will arrive near them and find their splendor overwhelming. While it is possible that fire can turn gold, their splendor will never diminish. When someone who remembers this discourse engages in the conduct of awakening, all beings will attend to them and venerate the mind of awakening. A powerful person might hold up 1,000 worlds for millions of eons on the tip of a hair that has been spent 1,000,000,000 times. Still, compared to that, during the latter days, one may teach to others a discourse of Buddha's awakening that one has heard in this fashion. In that case, the great wonder of the former example shall not measure even 1/100th of that, as no number, figure, or example could suffice. In the latter days, when people hear the unsurpassed teachings of the lion's roar in this manner, it will not be contradicted or imposed. In the future, when people hear of those who have seen the world protector, the shining perfect Buddha, they will act with respect and reverence. If all beings in millions of Buddha realms were endowed with the wisdom of Buddhahood, as many of them as their grandstanding Gandhas, one might perform service to them many hundreds of eons, offer them as many fine temples as there are worlds in great Turkana cosmos. Temples could be made of sandalwood, and each supreme and divine temple of 10 billion assembly halls. Each of the billion assembly halls could be made from divine jewels as an offering. One could arrange thrones for everyone, complete with 1,000,000,000 servants. Skillfully, one could take nets of jewels and adorn the thrones. For eons as numerous as the greatest and Gandhas, great sages who wander the world could then abide there. One could offer all that is fit to be offered to each of those Buddhas. One could also create chaityas for the parinirvanas as numerous as the grandest and Gandhas. One could create a chaitya to every single Buddha in all the world of the great Turkana cosmos, composed of jewels with thousands of divine doors, reaching as high as the peak of existence. One could offer parasols as numerous as the greatest and Gandhas to each of these chaityas. Parasols offered at the time were covered ornamental garlands of pearl. One can offer millions of streamers as numerous as the greatest and Gandhas, and billions of banners made of various precious jewels to these chaityas as numerous as the greatest and Gandhas. One could play billions of instruments at each chaitya of the omniscient illuminators. Trillions of respectful humans, too, would join in making offerings. They would offer hundreds of flowers and parasols to chaitya, venerate their great sages in this manner every day for as many eons as their greatest saints and Gandhas. Compared to all this, hearing just one verse from this discourse, while not doubting it, developing interest, reciting these victors' names, brings merit that is unsurpassed and not supreme. Wise ones should listen to the names of absorption, maintain flawless discipline, remember these names, and venerate the Deskon Buddhas. Thereby they will behold as many Buddhas as the greatest and Gandhas. Having directed their minds to sacred veneration of the supreme humans, the great sages, they will always be sane, they will teach the Dharma, and for millions of eons they will remain undiluted. As the world protector teaches the supreme kingdom discourses, those who hear what the supreme victor has previously seen obtain happiness in the future. They will discard desires, knowing them to be false, like a person tossing away a vessel filled with foul-smelling excrement. Such wise beings will delight in emancipation and peace, constantly sane, rely on the protectors. Those who saw me teach this in the city of Vaishali, including Ratnajalin, who beheld and venerated me, shall remember this supreme discourse in the future. Those of my children who always follow me, engage in the supreme acts of awakening peace, constantly trained beings, shall uphold the supreme discourse in the future. Those who serve the Buddha as the guides, as engage in fathomless and incalculable practices, likewise engage in perfect worship, shall uphold this teaching as supreme victor in the future. One could have engaged in pure conduct for 1,000,000 eons, and previously worked for the benefit of infinite worlds. Yet the merit of hearing this discourse in the future should not be countable at all. Yet those intelligent beings who desire to behold these peaceful and immortal Buddhas, the unfathomable and limitless Buddhas, uphold the unfathomable greatness of this discourse. Let those who wish to behold all these Buddhas, including Amitayas, Akshobhya, Vimalaprabha, and Simhaketu, uphold this teaching as the supreme victor in the future. Let those who wish to behold these principal illuminators, the Buddhas Maitreya and Vimalaprabha, Mahatman, and Simhaketu, uphold this teaching as the supreme victor in the future. I have taught this noble and supreme discourse to Ratnajalin. In the future, do not stay in heedless places. When the future times come, be careful and always keep your discipline flawless. Then when your time comes to die, you will go to the realm of the victor infinite light. His realm is known as jeweled, is located in the world above that. Following that, when your time comes to die, you will swiftly behold the Buddha Maitreya. Once the Blessed One gave this teaching, the Lang Lichavi Ratnajalin, as well as the 400 million Bodhisattvas such as Maitreya, and also 600 million worthy ones, 9,090,000,000 gods, rejoiced and praised what the Blessed One had said. This completes the Great Miraculous Sutra for Questions of Ratnajalin. Om Dada Dada Jai Makisaha, 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 Om Dada Dada Jai Makisaha.